Hello guys, and welcome to episode 9 of my Civilization Beyond Earth playthrough, playing as INTEGR on Rising Tide. And today, well, we're going to finish off our war with the Franco-Iberians, I think. Now, I have been thinking since the last episode, and because we have such a high war score, what I might be able to do is take settlements with the war score, rather than actually assaulting them personally. Because that may be more beneficial in the long run. And I think it will curb Franco-Iberia by doing that. Because if we attack the Franco-Iberians at their cities and they start to push us back, that's terrible for if the Brazilians actually attack me. And I am just waiting for that to happen at the moment. But we'll see. Let's just move on to the next turn. But before we do that, let's move the tenant. So it's good to have a good challenge in this campaign. I think the last one, we overran it a bit too easily. But in this one, we have a much better chance of having a more challenging campaign.
智慧和财富是最好的分享物。
So the Pan-Asians would like to cooperate with me. I'm going to accept this. And I'm going to do that because they are right behind the Franco-Iberians. I don't think that's affected anyone's relationship with me either. Or at least it didn't tell me it did. So this CNDR are going to head up to Demut to help defend that, and we're going to keep moving this tenet across. And for our production in Weisheit, we are going to now work on a needle jet, I think. Although this auto plant would be very useful at this point in the game. At Demut, I'm going to probably get a recycler now, or even a trade depot, so that I can build a trade convoy there. And at Blauwald, I'm going to get a trade depot as well, because I think getting trade between these settlements is going to be important to increase their production. My CNDR at Castellan is probably going to have to heal up, so what I'm going to do is finish off this armor, probably with the needle jet, although that's not going to be able to because it's on too low health, so we're actually just going to heal that this turn. I'll use this overseer to attack the armor. That will have to do. I'll move this overseer forwards and attack their striker. Going to move this CNDR back and heal that up. And I'm also just going to leave this CNDR where it is for now. Going to heal up that CNDR in Weltgeist, and I'm going to heal up the Arbiter now. My Raptor Bug can heal on that Xenomass tile. And we can move the artillery out of Castellan and then get the CNDR into Castellan to heal up. Going to fortify until healed that Disciple as well. And I'm going to also set up that artillery for a ranged attack in case this Xenoswarm gets into range. Right. I think that's good. The only thing that I'm thinking is that I just completely contradicted myself by building, or setting to build, trade depots rather than thorium reactors. I think I'm just going to buy the thorium reactors with this diplomatic capital instead of using it to get more units. And I'll do the same for Blauwald. Once I have enough diplomatic capital, I'll just outright buy the thorium reactors. Yeah, that's a good idea, I think. So let's move on to the next turn, see what Franco-Iberia does, see if any Brazilian units turn up.
Le commerce fonctionne quand on comprend l'autre.
So, Elodie wants to peace out, and they'll give me Berat. I'm going to say no for now. Because Berat is down here. It's only a 4 population settlement, and that's not what I want at all. I wasn't quite sure what settlement that was, that's why I declined it anyway. And I'm glad that I did.
If the personality traits you currently have don't...
Need to ignore that message. I don't know why it keeps popping up. At Castellan, I think we're going to get the network. That diplomatic capital, again, very useful. This arbiter is full health. Let's take him over and attack the striker. That can then be finished off by the overseer. I'm going to move forward to CNDR. This explorer can leash a sea dragon. I'm just going to move the sea dragon into Blauwald and sleep it. This overseer needs to fortify until healed. My needle jet is full health, so I'm going to actually use it to attack the armor there. And this worker can automate. So was anything in range? No, it's not. I think I'm just going to tell that to do nothing this turn, and the Tenet can continue its movement. Great. And I think that's everything done for this turn. The Klinikin Vactor being finished in 1 turn. And a lot of healing going on there for my units. That Franco-Iberian armor putting itself in a terrible position. So I think we have a good chance of just killing off this armor and then continuing our push. Let's actually just go into the diplomacy though, and see what else we could get out of this.
Que veux-tu, espèce de malotru?
So that's our technologies, that's their cities. We need a lot to take Grand Exeter off their hands. We can only use 328 of the war score at the moment. It's quite funny, you can see what kind of researches they have by looking at this. Oh, they'll be able to build auto sleds soon. That's not good. Those are really strong at this point in the game. The Immortals as well. They could also pop out some of those if they have the correct levels and affinities. So we're just going to ignore this for now and continue our war, because there isn't anything we can really get out of it right now that's really that useful. So we're going to use Castellan to attack the armor. We're going to use the artillery to attack the armor. I'm going to use this overseer to attack the armor. And I am then going to finish it off with the needle jet. My CNDR can move upwards, and I'm actually going to move... Actually, no, I'm not. I think I'm just going to leave the Disciple where it is. We're going to attack the armor with the Overseer, and then the CNDR to kill off that. And this Arbiter can do nothing for now. This CNDR can move on. We have another CNDR at Veldgeist. That is fully healed now, so we can move that out. I'm going to use this explorer to leash that sea dragon. And now we have 2 sea dragons. If we attack that sea dragon, we can attack it with both our sea dragons. Awesome. For our production in Vector, we are going to get the trade depot. Next turn I'll buy the thorium reactors. The other thing I need to do is get these Cyto nurseries, just to get that extra little bit of health to make us go positive. Gonna fortify that CNDR, and this Tenet can explore the top side of the map. I don't need it at Veldgeist just yet. So, they do have the Immortals. Not sure if they're stronger or weaker than CNDRs. Probably stronger.
What do you want, yabbo?
And, well, we're now at war with another person, Hutama. Fantastic. That puts Vector in quite a bad position. Alright, let's heal up this explorer again. And we can bombard the Xenoswarm with the artillery, with my Overseer, with this Overseer as well, actually. And then I'm thinking I can finish it off with my CNDR. Just gonna fortify until healed that CNDR. And this one as well, maybe. Yeah, I don't want them to get to this Overseer. So I think that's a good choice. And I'm going to move this CNDR up here. This Arbiter can't do anything. So let's now take out these Rippers. I'm going to take out one with the City. And one with a Sea Dragon. Sea Dragon can move into Blauwald, and the Needle Jet here, that can attack the Immortal. Right. That's everything done again for this turn, except from moving the Tenet onwards. That's fine. I'm probably going to have to move some military units down to Vector. And I think next turn, actually, I might have a look at what I can do about piercing out with other nations.
As Adam Smith said, trade is the lifeblood of nations.
And I think we're going to go to neutral with Ark. That's fine. Currently, Ark and the Pan-Asians being the least aggressive with me. I think that's the best way to put it. So let's just heal up this Sea Dragon. I'm going to retreat the CNDR there. This CNDR can come in and kind of take its place. My Overseer can attack the Immortal, but I don't know whether to attack it first with the CNDR. I think I might do that. And then attack it with the Overseer. Maybe we can get a critical hit. No, not quite. Right. This Needle Jet can finish that off then. And I'm thinking move this Overseer and attack the armor, and then move the Raptor Bug in the way. I don't want to attack the armor, mainly because it will put us in range of Grand Exeter, which has a city strength of 77 now, which will absolutely wreck my units. This Disciple can be moved forward a tile, but not any further. And this artillery is probably going to have to do nothing for this turn. Same with that Arbiter. And same with the Ratterbug. We'll move the Sea Dragon back towards Blauwald, and that will have to do. So let's buy the Thorium Reactor in Vactor, and that's kind of sorting out our energy slightly. We still need to buy one in Blauwald. So my CNDR was destroyed after being bombarded by a needle jet. So I think what I'm going to have to do is air intercept with my own needle jet now. Looks like my Sea Dragon's probably going to die here. And that's absolutely fine. We'll get this Disciple to move forwards now, and at Eintracht we are going to work on the network now. In Demut we are going to get the Scyther Nursery. Actually, no I'm not. I'm going to get a trade convoy. And my needle jet in Castellan can be disciplined and put on air intercept. I'm not sure if by putting them on air intercept they will heal in that turn, but we'll see. Now I'm not so sure about keeping that CNDR on that tile, so what I'm actually going to do is move this Overseer back. I'm going to move both these units back. I'm going to swap these ones around, and we're just going to fortify that until healed there. This guy can just go on the defensive. I'll bring my Raptor Bug back, and we're going to let them attack me for a little while longer. Currently, we have 392 war score to work with. I want Grand Exeter, so I'll either do it by force, or I'll do it with diplomacy. We'll have to wait and see. Now none of my trade convoys have been destroyed, so we still have them all going at the moment. And the Arbiter is going to have to be told to do nothing. Same with that CNDR and this one as well. Okay, next turn it is. We discovered a resource pod. Okay, let's pick that up with the Tenet in the next turn. So 45 damage I did to the enemy needle jet then. That's quite good. I could do with another one if they're going to start using them a lot. Wow. That Tenet did a lot of damage. And that gave us 200 culture from completing the quest. Camp Cascada has been found. And the CNDR will be leveled up, and I'll retreat it. So let's just fortify until healed these units. Get my Disciple up to the front line. My explorer doesn't have anything to leash down here anymore, so I'm thinking of taking him elsewhere. At Weltgeist, we're going to work on the needle jet, and we'll tell that explorer to do nothing. For our production in Blauwald, I'm going to get the Cider Nursery now, and for our virtue, I'm going to get Hands Never Idle, +2 energy from any population acting as a specialist. I think that'll be good to get. I think I need to get it anyway because I need to get this eudaimonia. So let's get that. We don't have any specialists yet. If I go into Weltgeist, currently we're just working tiles. And the only place we could put specialists is in a thorium reactor. And I don't think that's quite ideal at the moment. Maybe if I took it out of this one. What's the growth like in that settlement? That goes down by quite a lot. And if we put it into a thorium reactor, we will get +6 energy from that. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? I'm not entirely sure. Oh well, we'll leave it at like that for now. Get some extra energy income. We're currently at +25. And this artillery can start to move forward. I wish this arbiter had a 1 tile extra range. It would be so much more useful at this point. But we're just going to tell it to do nothing for now. And I'm going to go into diplomacy and see if I can peace out.
어떤 논의를 한다 해도 소용없습니다.
No. Brasilia and Chungsu neither want peace.
What do you
Utama
want,
doesn't want peace.
最后，我们可以回到我们的研究上。
We're going to ally with the Pan-Asians. And
Que veux-tu,
if I
espèce de
can,
malotru?
I'm going to
Hola,
ally or
how can I help
cooperate
you?
with Suzanne Fielding.
What do you propose?
And we need 6 respect. Okay. That's fine. So, we have declared war on General Vadim Kozlov. That's fine. They're too far away to really care about. But this has made the Pan-Asians declare war on all my enemies. Which is great. So, actually, before I build this Cider Nursery in Blauwald, I'm actually going to build the trade convoy. We're going to pick up that resource pod, and that's going to give us 25 culture, which isn't very much at this point. And let's take this sea dragon now out of Blauwald and have a look around down here. I think this is an enclosed pocket of water, so having that sea dragon isn't too useful. We did 60 damage to that needle jet. So we needed to find allies somewhere, and in the Pan-Asians I think that's perfectly fine. As long as the Pan-Asians are actually useful.
智慧和财富是最好的分享物。
That's fine. We can use all of the diplomatic capital we can get. So I'm going to take that CNDR to Weltgeist, and we're going to Move back this overseer, also level it up. I'm going to place my overseer on that hill instead. And at Castellan, we are going to work on a laboratory. Cognition finished in 4 turns. We'll start to build holosuites and neurolabs. Am I going to move this forwards? I'm not quite sure just yet. I think what I'm going to do is wait for these 2 units to be healed, and then we'll think about making my attack. We're going to do nothing at Blauwald for now, and I'm going to tell the Raptorbug to do nothing, the artillery, and the Arbiter to do nothing as well. So I plundered a trade convoy unintentionally. I've just shot down a needle jet as well. And Reginaldo de Alencar went to war with CEO Suzanne Fielding. I think I'm just going to fortify that Explorer, unless we could possibly use it to do something else. At Weisheit, we're going to get the network, and Vector, we need to get the Cyto Nursery. Actually, what I might do is use Weisheit to build the spy agency. I need to get that built sooner than later, just so that we have access to spies, and so that I can decrease intrigue that's inevitably in my settlements. So let's discipline that Overseer unit. Once those 2 units are healed up, we can move on. But for now, everything's going to have to be told to do nothing. She might just put them on alert, because alert is basically sleeping, except they wake up when there's an enemy nearby. So a second needle jet going down there. And that means that Gran Exito is no longer defended by
저와 협력하신다면
the
큰 힘이 될
by
것입니다.
needle jets. Chungsu wants white peace, and that's absolutely fine. And the Slavic Confederation lost their capital to Brasilia. So a lot of action going on at the moment. But there we go. The people who I just became at war with now being completely wrecked by Brasilia, so that's absolutely fine. And I think I just moved my tenet completely randomly, or something else. I didn't quite see what it was. But yeah, we'll just tell this Overseer to fortify maybe. Actually, since my CNDR was healed, where did it go? I think that's what I actually moved. I think. I don't know. Anyway, let's just move towards Gran Exito now. We'll take everything a tile forwards. And by doing that, I can set up to move into range to attack Gran Exito next turn. So we'll move that forwards, we'll move forwards the artillery and the disciple. The Raptorbug can actually sit on that Xenomass tile. And we'll use our extra points to put these on alert and set up for ranged attacks. Great. That's everything set up. There's actually a wrecked colony landed there. So let's go put a expedition on that. Looks like my disciple is going to be attacked. And my raptor bug, poor thing. Not going to take too much damage though.
Venga, volvámonos más ricos.
Brasilia, wanting white peace, absolutely fine by me. And at Castellan now, we're going to build another worker. In Demut, we are going to build the recycler. And this artillery can attack the Xenoswarm. The Overseer can do so as well. My Raptor Bug, I think I'm just going to sleep until healed. I'm going to use my Disciple to kill off the Xenoswarm. So we're going to be in range of Grand Exito now, so I'm going to move forwards my CNDR as well. I'm also going to do a similar thing here. We're going to attack the armor with the artillery. We'll finish off the armor with the CNDR. And I'm just going to fortify until healed that Disciple. Unless the armor doesn't die, in which case we'll attack it with the Disciple. And my Needle Jet can attack the Immortal this turn to weaken that a bit. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get round to this wrecked colony lander. We have a trade convoy in Demut, which shall trade with Weisheit to get production food as well. Like, it's tempting to trade with Tiangong, but it's completely pointless. Actually, we can trade with Steppe Mining. Yes, that will complete our quest. And we've completed the next part of that quest, which is to build the laboratory building. And that's going to give us 18 affinity towards Supremacy, 15 production in all cities, and 60 science. It also gives us an artifact, which is a Betula Co-family drone. Pristine. A small autonomous robot. The Betula Co-family drone was built to replace the void once filled by domesticated animal companions. The drone was capable of fulfilling household duties, such as fetching items, cleaning floors, and of guarding the home using its optical processing brain. There you go.
I think I know what you're thinking, and you think you know what I know about your thinking, but you're wrong.
Cognition is also finished.
How beautiful it is to speak to the machine in its own language, and have it speak back in ours.
And that gives us level 8 Supremacy reached, and we get minus 25% maintenance for units. And you can see that skyrocketed our energy income. We have a couple of upgrades. Armors can be turned into profits, and I'm going to get plus 20% when next to friendly units. Or actually, plus 30% when attacking wounded units is also very good. But I think the extra plus 20% when next to friendly units is more reliable. Also, it affects more things, like it increases my bonus against cities. So, for this Tide Hunter, we're going to upgrade it to a Whisper. And I think we're going to get plus 30% when defending, although it is a submarine, so it probably won't use that very often. So I think we're going to get plus 15% when next to friendly units instead. Okay. Right. That will do nicely. And this CNDR on the water here needs to come down before it goes elsewhere. For our next research, I think we're going to head towards alien sciences. But before I decide that, unfortunately, it has been my time. So I am going to have to leave this episode here. I think this has been a turning point in the campaign. I really do. We've peaced out with Chungsu and Brasilia. General Vadim Kozlov and the Slavic Confederation that we declared war on by allying with Pan-Asia have pretty much been wrecked by Brasilia anyway. We are destroying Franco-Iberia, although it'll be interesting to see how much damage Gran Exito does to my units. So yeah, I think this is going well. And I'm glad that I settled these 3 new settlements when I did, because that's going to increase the production of my nation as we go along, and I think that was a good choice to do it when I did. So there we go. Things going well, I think. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.